What's going on, fellow gamers? Lefty here. I wanted to make a quick video to kind of let you guys get inside my head a little bit when it comes to the top 5 PvP battle series for the Elder Scrolls Online. So this is a video that I should have made a long time ago, and I'm sorry that I haven't. This is something I shouldn't be 39 episodes in and just now finally getting this information out to you guys, but we're here now, so let's get into it. So what I want to do for this video is a couple things. I want to show you guys how and talk to you a little bit about how I select the clips that make it into the top 5 and then how I organize them within the videos, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, etc. So I want to talk about that, and then I want to hear your feedback, guys, because like with everything, I always read all the comments and I always take your feedback to heart, and we'll make changes if need be. So I want to hear your feedback. What do you think? What do you like? What do you dislike about the things that I do, the way that I do this? Let's talk about it in the comments. And then the last thing I'll do with this video is I'll talk about the recent events, the more controversial submission that I featured for number 1 in episode number 39. So let's get into it. First off, starting off, I can't really explain it better than I did in this Reddit post right here. So someone asked, what criteria are you using to determine which battle was better and which battle was worse for the top 5 PvP battle series? Every time I say PvP, I feel like I stumble over myself. Anyway, so this is a really good question. It's really hard to answer this though, because it's not like a set list of items that I'm looking for. It's more of a feeling, and it's different for each clip. It's because PvP is so dynamic in this game, in most games actually, but there's not just a list that you can go through and check off, like animation canceling. That's there, yes, he's featured. High DPS, that's there, yes, he's featured. It doesn't work like that. It's more complicated than that. So I did my best. I thought about this post on the side here. I thought about this for a while, and then I kind of organized it into 4 different categories, things that I just look for in general. They're general categories. So I think I can sum it up this way. First off is I'm looking for how quick you are. What is your speed? That's how fast you're using abilities. How fast are you responding to changes on the battlefield as things change? As you get CC, are you breaking CC right away? Are you sitting there for like 3 seconds? How quickly are you using your abilities? Are you sitting there on 1 bar the whole fight? Are you swapping bars, making use of your 2 bars, stuff like that? Constantly applying buffs, dots, putting burst on your targets when needed. How quickly are you doing all those things? It's really easy to see someone who's more comfortable with the game is going to be a lot quicker with using their abilities and responding to events on the battlefield than someone who's a lot less comfortable. So that's 1. 2 is your opponents, and this is really important. I get a lot of clips where it'll be like one person fighting 5 people, and these 5 people are just sitting there doing this the whole time. And they're not doing anything, like they're not fighting. Are your opponents tough? Did you have a tough fight? Did you actually have to heal yourself? Did you actually have to break CC, dodge roll, get line of sight, stuff like that? Did you actually have a real fight? Or did you just fight people who were potatoes? Like, that's really important, man. The pressure that is applied to you in your fights and how you respond to that pressure, that's important. So your opponents have a lot to do with what gets featured and what gets ranked in which order. And then just overall effectiveness. At the end of the day, you got to get some kills. Like, I get some clips where they're really good players, really fantastic players. You can see it clearly. They know what they're doing. But at the end of the day, the clip, maybe they were up against some tough guys, some tough people, and it's like a 1v5 or something, and they don't get any kills. And the clip's like 6 minutes long. And then maybe they get like 1 kill at the end, and then the other 5 people end up leaving or dying to other causes. That is just something that's just not going to be as interesting to watch and not going to be as interesting to comment on, which leads me to the last item, which might be the most important thing, because commentary potential, which is the 4th item that I look for when I'm reviewing these clips, that's the only way that I can give this video series my own like feel, my personality. It's the only way that I can put myself into these videos, because I'm never featuring myself in these videos. This isn't about me, this is about you guys. That's what this series is about. But I'm going to add some commentary on it just to spice it up a little bit. That's how I make things more entertaining, because we've seen a lot of these fights that we've seen for 39 episodes. It's the same thing over and over. I try to bring some spice to it with the commentary. So what I'm looking for is something unique. Maybe you're using a different build. Maybe you're fighting in a strange location that I've never seen someone fight in before. Maybe, I don't know, man, just something different. It's hard to explain this. It's like I said, it's a feeling. I can just some clips, I'm like, oh man, I should say this during that clip. Or like that one clip where two people did Dawnbreaker at the same time. I think that was, what was it, Afterlife? You did Dawnbreaker at the same time, and I took a clip from Harry Potter, and I showed both of them, Harry Potter and Voldemort, trying to attack each other at the same time, and they had that weird thing where I don't know what it's called. Stuff like that, dude. It's just something that's interesting and different. Commentary potential is going to put your clip ahead of another clip that's maybe it's the same person doing a similar thing, but maybe there's better commentary potential with your clip. I'm going to put them ahead, and I'm going to use their clip instead of, or your clip instead of theirs, because it just makes it more interesting. At the end of the day, the point of this video is to provide entertainment, and that's what I try to do. And I use these 4 general criteria. I mean, there's other things I look for, but I use these 4 general criteria to try and give you something that is entertaining to watch. So that's the criteria that I use whenever I'm selecting the clips, and then whichever clips get selected out of the huge amount of submissions, they make their way into this list right here. So usually what I do is I watch a ton of videos at a time, 50 if I'm really busy that week, up to like 100, 150 per week is how many videos I'll watch. It takes forever. So what I do is I'll put your clip into this list if I think it's good enough to be featured in an episode. So what I'll do is I'll give it a worthy of rank right here. This is an estimated rank that I think, just based on the other clips that I've seen that week and other clips that I've seen in previous weeks, about how good your clip is, about where that clip falls. So where it could possibly be featured. So you can see some of these have a range. That could be a 5 or a 4. Maybe this could be a 2 or a 1. I think that one's a solid 5, maybe. So that's how I do that. And so what I'll do is usually whenever I'm selecting the clips for that week is I'll find a number 1 that I like first. So I'll take number 1 first. Let's just see somewhere these highlighted ones are ones that I've already used. This one right here, this Ultra Board one. So maybe I'll use this Ultra Board one for the next episode. He's going to be number 1. That's a Stam Nightblade right there. So what I'll do next is I'll try and find a number 2 clip that is not a Stam Nightblade, and ideally not a Nightblade, just to give it a little bit of variety. And that's why I save all the clips that have been submitted, so I can scroll up here if I need to, go back to previous episodes or previous week's submissions, and pick a clip that was not featured, and then put that next as number 2 if it was good enough for a number 2. So let's say this Templar right here, that's a 2 or a 1. Maybe I'll put that Templar, maybe I'll put Pro Breezy as number 2 for his Templar clip right there. So it's just to give you something such that, because here's the scenario that I'm trying to avoid. Let's say I watch 150 clips that week, and the real top 5 clips that week were all Nightblades. Stam Nightblade, Stam Nightblade, Stam Nightblade, Stam Nightblade, Stam Nightblade. How boring would that be, dude? That would be so boring. So that's why I save the clips. That's why I try to give some variety, and that's why you might find really good clips that take a really long time to get featured, or maybe they don't make their way in there just yet because I get so many clips and it just gets drowned out. It just gets drowned out. That's why I do it that way. I'm telling you this because I want your feedback on that. It's one of those things, like, man, there's no rule book for this thing. Like, there's no one telling me how to do this. I just kind of did it one day. I mean, I got Yo-Yu gave me the idea to do this series, and then I just started doing it one day, and I just kind of developed my own rule book thing, even though it's not really a set amount of rules like we talked about before, and I just started doing something. And this is what I'm doing. This is what I came up with. But what I really want from you guys right now is just comment below. Just talk in the comments. Tell me, what about this process do you like? What about this process do you not like? How can it be improved? I want to know where I can do better. All right, because I mean, this is for you guys. This whole series is for you guys, and the whole point of it is to entertain you guys. So obviously we want to feature skillful PvP, but I also want to make it entertaining too, and that's where we go back to that list right here of the criteria. So this is my attempt at making it featuring skillful PvP that is also entertaining. I try to prioritize both of those things, but just let me know what you think in the comments below. So the last thing I'll do is we'll talk just a little bit about the what I was calling the controversial episode number 39, the number 1 clip in episode number 39. So I'll put this up here. So, oops, that's not what I want to do. So this clip right here was episode number 39, number 1 for that episode. Windows 10, please stop doing that. Okay, so this clip got a lot of backlash in the comments. Maybe you saw it, maybe you didn't. And that's fine. And so I want to thank the people that commented with the controversial comments. I appreciate that. I like that stuff. I'm not one for censorship. If you disagree with me, that's perfectly fine. I want to hear your opinion so that moving forward, I can make changes if I think they're necessary based on your feedback. So thank you, the people that made the comments. I do appreciate it. So this clip right here, I just want to tell you just a little bit about why I featured this clip. You can already see one of the reasons right here that I featured this clip. You can definitely see right here your opponents. Right now they're fighting 2 DKs, 2 DC DKs. They're in a group of 3. They're fighting 2 right now. They outnumber the 2 right now. That's okay. But the point is, they are getting a severe amount of heat from these 2 DKs. These 2 DKs are seriously giving them a run for their money. A lot of people were saying that it was an insult to the 2 DKs for me putting this clip in there. No, that's a compliment, in my opinion. Jumbo and Slay God, Yo-Yu and Slay God, they were straight beasts, dude. This is good shit. Like, you guys are tough opponents. And look at that, dude. Look at that. I like this, dude. I think this is good because at the end of the day, Ishikashi does some really good support gameplay for himself and also for his friendlies and his group mates in this fight, and they end up coming out ahead. And this isn't a fight where he's just sitting at full health the whole time. And that's what's interesting about this. It makes it entertaining to me because he's on the edge of death the whole time. So your opponents, that had a lot to do with it. Commentary potential, something unique. It's a fight on the boat. I've never featured a fight on the boat. That's pretty cool. I actually like fights on the boat because they're really hectic. You got people on the beach that are hitting everyone that was on the boat. When those people on the beach started focusing people on the boat, they were hitting everyone. It was just hectic. Not just the EP, but also the DC. Everyone was getting hit. It was a 3v2 VX, not just a 3v2. Anyway, it's just a crazy environment. It gives me a lot of commentary potential, this clip. I really liked it. Overall effectiveness, at the end of the day, they put a lot of bodies on the ground. Speed. Ishikashi wasn't really that fast in this clip, but I still think it was a pretty good clip. So at the end of the day, I featured this clip because it's healer gameplay. I don't get a lot of healer gameplay. That's one thing that makes it a little different. That's one thing that gives it some commentary potential because he does a lot of support in this gameplay. Oh, he did a lot of Breath of Life spam. Did you see how low his health was? What do you want him to do? Do you want him to just sit down and die? He's going to use Breath of Life. That's what he does. He's a Magica Templar. He's got to survive. Oh, he doesn't have good resource management. That's because he's getting pummeled, man. He has to use Breath of Life to survive, or he's not going to... You would do the same thing, man. So, sorry, I'm getting a little wrapped up into it. It's just... These are my thoughts. This is why I did this. I like this clip. It's really good support gameplay. I said when I started this clip that this wasn't really a feature just for Ishikashi. It was a feature for the group of all 3 of them because all 3 of them did a really good job. When Ishikashi gets focused, like he gets focused this whole fight right here, he's taking a lot of heat and he gets focused, and his group mates will support him with off heals from Aranar and peels from Krotha. If you're not familiar with the term peeling, when someone's getting focused in PvP, they need peels, which means you need to CC the people that are focusing that person. And that's why Ishikashi was able to survive and get his heals off. He would have died if Krotha didn't peel for him so well in this fight by CCing his opponents. So there are a lot of reasons that go into this stuff. You can see, dude, it's complicated. It's not easy. It's not black and white. You can't compare this clip to, oh, if I do this in another clip, is that going to be good enough to make it into the top 5? I don't know. I have to see it. I have to watch it because there's a lot of dynamics in PvP. There are a lot of things that happen on the battlefield that you just can't. You have to see the clip to determine whether or not you think it has enough entertainment value and enough overall effectiveness, skill, and just does it have enough interest to be featured? And that's, I thought this clip was good enough. I still do. I still like that clip. I never get healer gameplay, so if you really didn't like that clip, that's fine. Well, I'm sorry. You're entitled to your opinion, and I apologize that you didn't like that. I'm sorry that this week's episode did not entertain you as much as I wanted it to. Because I want it to, man. I'm sorry about that. But don't feel bad, because I never get healer gameplay that's that good, so you'll probably never see one for another 39 episodes. So, I don't know, man. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Hopefully we put this thing to bed, because the comments are getting pretty toxic. Like I said, I don't really believe in censorship, so speak your mind by all means. But let's try and keep the comment section in this episode constructive. Let's be, if you have some thoughts, if you want things to change, just be constructive. Just be helpful. Don't be toxic with it. I mean, the last thing, and one of the things I love so much about ESO, one of the things I tell people about ESO is it's got the best community I've ever seen for an MMO. Don't make me eat my words with my own commentary section, or my own comment section. That would suck, dude. Let's just I don't know, man. There it is. Hopefully this video gave you some insight on how I pick the clips, and the last half of the video, hopefully that cleared some things up for that #1 clip that was a little controversial. Sorry I didn't separate these two into two different topics, but I felt like it'd be kind of weird to make them their own since they are kind of related. Just ignore the second half of the video if you have no idea what's going on. Anyway, I'm done, guys. Thanks for your thoughts. I really do appreciate it. Please put comments. I want to hear what you think. I'll read every single one of them. I'll take every single comment to heart, and I'll try and make changes if I think they're necessary. Thanks, guys. You have a good one.